Hey guys, so another review, and today we're going to get into Glaxon Specimen. Before I get into the review, as always guys, on my Instagram, on my stories and all that stuff, every time I have a couple of supplements to review, I always do a poll, and this is for the next 4 reviews, and which this is the first, and amazingly this one by an absolute landslide. So out of all 4 supplements, and all 4 are quite cool, quite popular at the moment, especially here in the UK, over 80% of you voted for Specimen, which is amazing because this is not even allowed to be sold here in the UK. I got mine from Glaxon themselves, so I'll put the link of the website, or the link of the website in the description. And and of course, apart from Specimen, we also have Adrenal, which is the nootropic, which is coming soon, which is actually the first one supplement I'll start using out of 3. And of course, we got Sedative, which is it's a really cool sleep aid. Posted quite a few things about this on my Instagram story, so if you don't follow me, make sure you do for lots of upcoming content. But as always guys, we're going to start off with breakdowns of everything. So this is a Specimen. It is the full spectrum high stimulant, I mean really high stimulant pre-workout. They've got I think quite a few other pre-workouts, but this is the daddy of the stimulants ones. So we're going to break it down in segments, flavors and all that. But before I do break it down into segments, I will say this: how often do you see a really cool, sexy looking supplement? This, what I love about Glaxon, and apart from the 3 that I'm currently using, the other 3 that I've been studying and looking at for future references, is the packaging, the design and everything is really cool. So this is top shelf supplement just by looking at it, with the chrome lid and the package and the label, and you see the label as well is actually textured. If so, you look at it, you're thinking that's cool, I'm gonna grab it and have a look at it, and then when you do grab it in the hand, it feels so cool. I mean, it feels, might be quite geeky, but for me this has got all the senses going on. So visually bang on, textured in the hands, oh man, it feels, and it's not just this, it's this as well. So you can see it's not smooth, it's just really cool. It's the attention to detail, to be honest. And again, with the patented ingredients on always on the right hand side on top of the Flavour, and then oh man, it's bang on. But enough with the geeky shit, let's get into the Flavour. Right, so this flavour is molecular candy. Also, I do believe there is, I think, Texas Red, and I can't remember the other flavour. But with this one, looking at it, as I was saying previously, with the packaging, so it's quite bright, it's pink. That's my doorbell. You know, molecular candy, again, really cool name, is different. So you're thinking, okay, cool, it's going to be something like that. Nice sweet candy, pink. No, it's yellow. It's as yellow as lemon, and it's as bitter as lemon. So for me, mixability is bang on, because nothing can go wrong these days. I mean, when was the last time you used a product that doesn't mix well? So mixability, 10 out of 10. Flavour, for me personally, 1, I was disappointed that it wasn't pink or candy, and 2, because it's lemon, I'm not really a lemon kind of guy. Personally, I mean, if you look at my 1 scoop video, which is just before this one, because not many people do take a full scoop of this, which is quite interesting, or can take a full scoop, I should say. You'd see what I'm talking about. It wasn't pink, it wasn't candy, it was yellow, and just, you know, a 6 out of 10, you know, put it nicely. So that's the Flavour. Now we're going to look at the label. Now, before I get to the back label, I want to get into the front label. So again, looks amazing. I can't get over how nice this looks and feels, you know. So on the right hand side, we've got cholinase, glycopump, and vitacholine. Cholinase is something I've never ever heard of before, and that's what I like about Glaxon. They make things or in a way that you've never seen before. So cholinase is a patented ingredient which I'll get into at the back later, but this is obviously in Specimen. It's also in Adrenal, and it's also in, as you can see, Sedative. So it's something that they're the only brand that I've ever seen to start pushing and adding into supplements. So 3 patented ingredients there. So we've got 1 muscle connection, supercharged energy, which is, you know, it actually is that, because it is a high stimulant pre-workout, and stacks with hybrid, as you can see. Right, so now let's get to the back. Right, so I'm not going to bother reading all that out, so you guys can just pause it and read it for yourselves. But don't be a hero and take full scoop straight away. I didn't, and I'm not sensitive to stimulants at all. But yeah, word of warning, guys, do not be a hero. Right, and we are going to look at the full label. Okay, guys, so as we can see on the top of the label is suggested use for you know, scoops and how much liquid. So as you can see down the bottom, well, on the top, it says half to a full scoop, which I went for, is 16 ounces with, or half a litre of water. That is a lot of liquid, especially when it says mix vigorously, consume 45 to 60 minutes. That's a long time, to be honest. That's a lot of liquid, and that's a lot, just too much going on. So me personally, half a scoop 300 mils, full scoop 400 mils, and you know, when he says shake vigorously, usually means it's shit. But in all honesty, I had no mixability and I didn't have to shake it vigorously. But just a word of warning. And again, also with 45 to 60 minutes, for me, I waited standard 20-25 minutes, then I was off. Right, so, and just below that, we are going to look, 1 minute. Okay, cool. Right, so on the top we see a bunch of B vitamins, which is great to see, some vitamins and minerals. You know, just give extra energy. You know, you got a bunch of B vitamins right there. You get 4, in fact, but we're going to drop below that, and it's all about the beta alanine. So, clinical dose at 3.2 grams, which is great to see. Beta alanine will basically help with muscular endurance and performance. Betaine anhydrous at 1.5 grams, a bit on the lower side, to be honest, but as this is a heavy stimulant, it's mostly for stim junkies, to be honest, but as this is a pre-workout, they've got a bit of pump in there as well. So betaine anhydrous will help with pumps and endurance. Taurine at 1 gram, help with hydration, performance, and even some pump as well, to a certain extent. We have Glaxon at 1 gram, great ingredient, big fan of it, but I'm usually using that 3-4 times that. But again, this is a stimulant heavy pre-workout, so it's good to see there's got some pump ingredients in there. So glycerol or Glaxon is an osmolyte which basically draws water into the muscles and helps with pump and hydration. Cholinase, which is something I was talking about previously, never ever seen this ingredient anywhere, and hopefully we see that a bit more, apart from of course Glaxon, but so far I've used this 3 times. Specimen, which we're talking about now, adrenal, nootropic, and sedative sleep aid at 300 milligrams. So it's a blend of 5 ingredients, obviously, so as choline, butyrate, vitacholine, and alpha GPC. This will aid as a nootropic to give you better focus and just more, well, yeah, it just, you know, focus based, really. That's what nootropic does. I forgot to mention, of course, the caffeine, 400 milligrams. Now, this is way above normal standard pre's. Usually we're talking about between 250, 300 mils. Some are 350, but this is a stimulant heavy. Bang, immediately 400 milligrams, not joking. And we've got quite a few stimulants to talk about. Also, we've got L-tyrosine at 250 milligrams, lower on the side for me personally, but it's another nootropic ingredient to add laser-like focus, and of course work with colinase as well. We've got L-theanine, great ingredient, big fan of it. I've used this a bunch of times in so many different supplements, sleep aids, and so on. So L-theanine is actually an adaptogen, so it adapts to whatever it's in. So as a pre-workout, its main purpose within Specimen is to ease off the stimulants to help from crashing and whatnot, and it's got some nootropic benefits to that as well, because as mentioned, it's an adaptogen. So I've used this ingredient in nootropics, sleep aids, and of course pre-workouts. Halostacin, HCl, is another stimulant which is more of a fat burner, which is mainly to metabolize fat for energy. So it burns off the fat, brown tissue, and use that as energy, and including the caffeine that we talked about before. Now this is where it gets quite interesting. So when I've heard about this, of course, you know, I looked at reviews and read up as well. A lot of people cannot take a full scoop, so it's quite controversial. So we've got alpha yohimbine at 3 milligrams, which does sound like a lot. Well, it's ribulacin, which is basically alpha yohimbine. It's a powerful stimulant, really powerful. Don't be fooled at 3 milligrams. It's a serious thing, and a lot of people cannot take it due to the fact that it gives you like cold sweats and runny noses, and you know, a lot of people just it's one of the reasons why this is not allowed to be sold in the UK. And so we don't just have one yohimbine, we got the other one, which is just standard yohimbine at 2 milligrams. So a lesser potent version of yohimbine, but another great ingredient that also helps burn fat for energy, and of course is a stimulant. Right, now this, apart from the label, of course, this is the most important thing for any review, you know, anything that you're interested in, is the effectiveness. Now we're all different. As mentioned, the video I uploaded on YouTube just before the review itself was actually the full scoop. And that is, again, because controversially, a lot of people cannot take the full scoop, so they don't actually get the full benefits of this product. I'm very fortunate that, one, I'm not that sensitive to stimulants at all. I mean, I've been doing this, you know, supplement reviewing for around a decade, and the amount of stimulants and products that I've used, you know, I haven't crashed in more like a decade. I'm really not that sensitive. So first started, took a half a scoop, and great workout. Really was a great workout. Not the best, but it was a good workout. And you know, again, never start. I really do not start on half a scoop. I usually just go balls deep. But with this one, I was a bit skeptical myself. And when I did do the 1 scoop challenge, which I didn't even know was a thing, I literally was going to put a poll on Instagram saying, should I do a full scoop? And then I noticed that on GIF on Instagram, the Glaxon actually have uploaded the 1 scoop challenge, which is news to me. It just shows to you that there is a challenge for this product, because again, not many people can. You know, I took it. I had a great workout. I mean, it's a serious pre-workout. Again, I've used countless pre-workouts in the last decade or so, and stimulant wise, this is up there. If not there, then it's definitely up there. But not just stimulants. I had good focus, not the best, but it was good enough for what I needed. But at the same time, it kind of alters as well, because the workouts that I'm doing right now with the worldwide pandemic and lockdowns and all that shit, my workouts are not the same as what they were. So being in the gym and doing what I can do, one, you know, cardio around the block, running, jogging, and then obviously a home workout, it's not the same as obviously being in the gym. You know, But the product itself is amazing. I'm a big fan of it. Obviously, if you are sensitive or hesitant, start off with half a scoop, because I was, and I'm not sensitive. Full scoop, bang, blew my socks off. Had a great workout. When I did use this in the gym, that was also a great workout as well. It's a very cool pre-workout, and I think only someone like Glaxon can actually pull it off. It's not the most mind-blowing pre-workout I've ever used. It's not the most complete, because it's not that. It's not the most complete pre-workout. Far from it. It's a very high stimulant pre-workout, and it sets out what it does brilliantly. And also, it's down its negatives. It's on purpose to be stacked with hybrid, for example, or I can't remember the other names of the other non-stimulant pre-workouts they have. It's made, every brand makes something to be stacked with something else they produce. Fact, whether you want it or not. So this, to be its full potential, is to be stacked with hybrid, to get that extra pump, extra focus and whatnot. But energy wise, as a pre-workout, bang. So for me, this gets a 8 out of 10. I would like to see a few more things in there if I'm being greedy, like estrogen and bioperin, and can't really think right now. But 8 out of 10, solid pre-workout. Highly recommend it. Big fan of the brand. The brand's been around for 6 months, but again, I'm using 3 different products, and so far all of them, in fact, have actually outperformed than what the label suggests. That is something I should have said at the very beginning, but that is a fact. Kind of ruined the review for these two, but in fact, what the label suggests for everything that I've used from Glaxon actually outperforms the label, if that makes any sense. It's better than expected. That's it. So I really hope you like this, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you found it useful. Don't forget to follow me over at socials, Instagram at @undersupplements. Unfortunately, at the moment, this is not available in the UK, but I do have a 10% discount code with retailers that do stock the other supplements. So in future reference, you are interested within purchasing Specimen, then go ahead. But at the moment, this is not in the UK and probably will not realistically. But the rest of them do have 10% discount code, under 10 at the checkout at the retailers, with a link down in below. Massive shout out to Glaxon, huge fan of the brand, been around for 6 months, and again, everything I've used is bang on and over. That's it, guys. Catch you in the next one.